Well, hi there, and welcome back to another episode of Let's Talk Real Estate Investing. I'm your host, Sharon Vornholt, and I'm so happy you're tuning in today. Today, I want to talk about the silver tsunami and how this is going to create massive opportunity for real estate investors, which is going to bring about the greatest decade or two of opportunity for real estate investors that are savvy enough to focus on the niche of probates going forward. The silver tsunami will dump an estimated 20 million single-family homes into the market over the next decade as baby boomers downsize or they settle their estates. So this is a twofold opportunity for folks. This is a massive opportunity for real estate investors, either way you look at it. So what exactly is this opportunity? Well, the opportunity has to do with the millions of baby boomers as a demographic and the effect that this population will have on the real estate market over the next decade or two. So who are the baby boomers and how many of them are there? Understanding this is the key to understanding the opportunity that sits in front of you as a real estate investor today. Baby boomers are people who were born between 1946 and 1964. So today they're going to be 59 to 77 years old, roughly. Now, the average lifespan in the US today is 79 years old. This is up from a much lower number decades ago. So currently, it's estimated that there are over 76 million baby boomers in the U.S. 76.4 was reported a couple of years ago. Of those, 55 million of those are considered to be poor and will likely need help in their retirement. What this means for you is that you will have the opportunity to purchase these homes as they decide to downgrade or go live with their family, or maybe move into an apartment. But they will not be able to afford to stay in their homes, even though many of them, that's their choice to stay in their homes. According to the Census Bureau, this is interesting, aging and mortality are slow-moving and predictable situations, so they can get some hard numbers around this. And the Census Bureau went on to say that as the oldest baby boomers turn about 77 in this year, there will be 2.6 million deaths in this age group every single year. So look at that as a whole. I mean, it's the cycle of life. It is that the baby boomers are an aging population, and they're going to be making some changes in the way they do things, even before we think about probates. Now, statistics say that between July 2021 and June 2022, the largest share of home buyers were baby boomers for the first time since 2012. And that is huge. This is according to the National Association of Realtors. They purchased 39% of all the homes that sold during that span, up from 29% the year before. And this trend of baby boomers purchasing additional homes later in life has made it much harder for younger people to compete and to buy property. They are in the minority of the the purchasers at this point in time. Even though baby boomers are staying in their homes longer, when they do sell, they often buy another home, which is a difference from previous generations. They have cash, so that makes them an attractive buyer in this market. They have cash from the sale of one home, and they may likely be buying something smaller or in a different location. They may move closer to children, or they may buy in a retirement area like Florida. So as an investor, you can look at this as an opportunity to provide their next home. And often these folks will be looking for something that is move-in ready. I would say most of the time they want something move-in ready. They're done with renovations. They've done that. They've been there. They've done that. So they will often want senior upgrades to things that will help them stay in their home longer than what they previously thought they might be. So there are literally a never-ending amount of ways that investors, real estate investors, can tap into these millions of baby boomers prior to the probate process. prior to where we get to that stage. So there is the before opportunity, and then there is the opportunity that comes with probates. Now, when it comes to probates, Zillow has predicted, I'll say, that the silver tsunami of homes will hit the market by 2037. It's going to be a staggeringly long time period of about another 15 years. When someone passes away, a lot of these properties will go to the surviving spouse. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to sell the house. In fact, if the wife or the woman is left behind, it's pretty predictable that many of those will sell the property. And I've found from just life itself that a lot of these women stay in the home only a year or two before they decide they want to move closer to children. They want to get out of the big house that they shared with their spouse. And they may very well buy another property, but they're going to buy a different, very often smaller property. So this is an opportunity. If you're marketing to probates, I don't specifically market to surviving spouses right away. I would put them in a secondary list, and 6 months, 8 months, 9 months down the road, just start sending them rather than a probate marketing piece. You want to send them just a marketing piece that says, we buy houses. We're looking for property in your area. Just be very generic. And a lot of those folks will be ready to think about selling at that time. Now, as with any direct mail campaign, you want to be consistent. You want to mail every month, because you don't know when they're going to be ready. But if you're there when they are ready, then they will be familiar with you and your branded mail pieces. You know, I talk about branding a lot. You want them to remember you. So that's where consistency and the look of your mail piece and the feel of your message come across. These are the things that they will remember. And remember that different is better than better when it comes to marketing. You have to have a way to stand out from all the other folks that are marketing to them. So think about this, and this is the factor which will make them choose you over the next investor. So different is better than better. Now, according to Arbor Realty Trust, between 2007 and 2021, the number of senior households, and senior is defined by 65 years and older, it grew by 51.2%. And that is increasing from 22.7 million to over 34 million. So this is a rapidly changing demographic. Meanwhile, the non-senior households rose only 4.44%. So you can see that this whole silver tsunami, this whole baby boomer thing, it has a lifespan. It has a time when there's going to be a great deal of leads, a great deal of activity with these properties. And then there will come a time when that opportunity is over and done with. As I said, over 86% of seniors, they say they want to stay in their home, but in reality, it's not going to happen. So, folks, there is opportunity everywhere you look within this baby boomer generation. So what else can you expect going forward? Well, according to National Mortgage News, 4 million baby boomers should hit the market. Baby boomer homes should hit the market each year until 2032. That is just a staggering statistic. That's millions of properties that are going to hit the market. And if you're positioned correctly, if you're thinking of the two parts to this, you will be in a perfect position to specialize, to help this particular niche of folks. And that gets you more leads than if you're just out there throwing spaghetti against the wall. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm not saying you should only focus on this demographic, the baby boomers before, or probates, although probates, in my estimation, have always been the most lucrative deals on the planet. So decide to add this to whatever else you're doing. So that's the big question. How do you take advantage of this silver tsunami of leads? Well, first of all, you arm yourself with knowledge. This knowledge and this information that I've just given you in this podcast, you just cannot, get around these statistics. They are just unbelievably good. And you have to understand the whole demographic from the perspective of how you can help them now, but also how you can help them when this transition inevitably occurs and you have these properties in probate, because that is when they will take a definitive action. Right now, it kind of depends on where they are, what they're doing, what their life looks like, because a lot of baby boomers are among the wealthiest of the population. Some more than 50%, they hold more than 50% of the wealth in this country. So this is going to be a big shift in the way things are. But what you can specifically do, in addition to understanding this demographic, is to become a probate investing expert. You should do that now. This is exactly the time that you should begin working on this. You want to begin by learning how you generate probate leads in your area, because this is very area specific. In many areas, they're online. You just simply download the list. You're looking for probates opened, probate leads through the opening of the probate process, which means you can buy the property. So you first learn how to get the leads in your area, whether it's online, if they're in the newspaper. Do you have to go to the courthouse? Some people are able to buy leads in their area. That's not my preferred way to do it because they're very costly. And if you do a little bit of work, set up some processes and systems so that you can have a VA or someone do this for you. It's not the best use of your time. You should be looking at property and closing deals. You should be doing the high level work and someone else should be doing this part of the work. So you need to learn marketing. The way you market to these folks is very specific. It's through direct mail marketing. They do not want you to call them. They do not want you to knock on their door. They don't want a generic postcard that says, "Dear homeowner, I heard that someone in your family has passed away." They find this to be very upsetting. So it's important that you learn how to set up successful marketing campaigns. They're very specific mail piece, a very specific message, and a very specific timeline for marketing to these folks. If you get this right, then you'll be set up for success. Now, some of the other things that you need to learn are how to talk to these folks. What do you say to them? How do you communicate with them? I'm here to tell you this is much easier than what you may think it is. So let me tell you for just a minute how you can learn this the easy way. Most of you know that I've taught probates for a long time, actually since around 2008 when I discovered probates. And believe me, back then, there was no information on how to do this. You may also know that I have a course called Probate Investing Simplified. You can find that at probateinvestingsimplified.com. I'm going to take just a minute and tell you about the course and the opportunity. So hang in here with me for just a minute. And just remember that this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. There is a window of opportunity here with these millions of homes that are going to be dumped into the market. With my course, you will have all the knowledge you need to work in the most lucrative niche on the planet. You will have access to a never-ending stream of leads. I mean, think about this for just a minute. You'll be guaranteed a steady stream of leads month after month, year after year. Market conditions do not have any effect on probates. The probate process, the cycle of life, it continues no matter what. So what you need to focus on is that what I consider to be the best part of all, we get to help so many people in this niche. They need our help. They are just wanting to move on with their life. And that's what we can do for them. We can help them with the disposition of the property. If you learn how to do this, you learn how to talk to them, you learn how to market to them, you can set all of this up so that it's not overwhelming. It can be an automated process. You can use a mail company so that you literally just call up, upload your list, or you do that online. You don't really call, you call them. You don't call them anymore. So you upload your list, you send them a message that says, send out my mail, and it's done. Then you can go back to focusing, as I said, on what's the highest and best use of your time, which is looking at property, closing deals, and doing the things that you need to grow your business and to make money. This will position you perfectly to take advantage of this silver tsunami. So if I told you could do that in just 5 short weeks, you could learn how to work in the niche of probates and build a sustainable source of leads that are so powerful and so plentiful. Remembering that there's going to be an estimated 20 million properties that become available over the next decade. Would that be of interest to you? Well, it should be. It should be of great interest to you because you will literally never run out of leads. And once you're armed with the knowledge, with this expertise, and you feel like you are a probate investing expert, you can build a very sustainable and profitable business for years to come. It is such a rewarding space to be in. So to recap, think about what you can do now, the situation that exists now with the baby boomers who are moving into different homes. They're still buying homes. How can you, when you're doing a rehab, think about, if I sell this home to a senior, how can I add these senior amenities? Think about, when you're doing the rehab, what would it look like if I had a little bit wider doorway in the bathroom, or whatever those things are. But consider this population as a rehabber. Consider this population as a landlord, and consider this population from a lead generation standpoint and from what you can do to help people and make money at the same time. So once again, be sure to check out Probate Investing Simplified at probateinvestingsimplified.com. And if you have any questions, you can certainly reach me at Sharon at SharonVornholt.com. And I have a ton of information on the blog, the Louisville Gals Real Estate blog, or the podcast, Let's Talk Real Estate Investing. So I will see you next week, same time, same place, and bye for now.